So another source of market failure is information asymmetry. Asymmetry means that things aren't matched. Yeah. One side of my face doesn't match the other. One of the assumptions of the free market economy is that information is perfect. So everybody, buyers and sellers, everybody knows everything about prices and quality and so on and so forth. But we know that in the real world that's not going to be true. If I ask you, where's the cheapest place in Oxford to get a coffee, you simply don't know. So what we've got is a situation where actually sometimes one party in a transaction, and a party simply means the buyer or the seller, knows more than the other. Yeah, and that's what we mean by information asymmetry. So, so saying, one party in a transaction knows more than the other. Now, in a minute, we'll look at why that can create market failure, but let's have a think of some examples. So sometimes usually the seller knows more than the buyer. Yeah, so usually the person selling the stuff knows more than you do. Yeah, so in the case of computers, that type of stuff, you walk into a shop, the guy selling it knows knows much better than you do what you need, what the specifications of this thing are, what it really does, and so on. And if you don't know if you're not careful, you're going to end up buying something that's overpriced and underpowered. The classic example, of course, is things like used cars. The seller has a very clear idea, what it is that is good and bad about this car, whereas you haven't got a clue. Sometimes dentists, have been given, as an example, where you go to the dentist, if the dentist needs some money, he or she will simply kind of go, oh yeah, you need a filling. If they're unethical, but you wouldn't really know whether you need that treatment or not. Sometimes, the buyer knows more than the seller, and this is often the case with kind of experts, in things like antiques or paintings or something like that. So sometimes you'll get this story, of people. A guy will go to a yard sale or a car boot sale, and will pick up a painting that then subsequently sells for £200,000, and he'll have paid £3 for it or something. So you do get situations where the buyer knows more than the seller. So that's what we mean by information asymmetry. So why is it that information asymmetry can lead to market failure? Why can it lead to a misallocation of resources? Well, there's kind of a couple of reasons why that could be the case. So one is there could be a complete breakdown of trust. What may happen is that simply you just realise that you can never tell whether a car is going to be good or bad. So really you're not prepared to buy used cars at all. So you might then go and buy a new car when you don't really need one. So as a result, in the case of a breakdown of trust, what you're going to get is underconsumption. So there will be too few that are bought, because the buyer simply doesn't trust the seller. And therefore, again, that results in a welfare loss. Or secondly, you don't realise, the product isn't as good as you think it is. So there is, overconsumption because consumers overestimate the benefits of a product. So they think that the benefit of a product is greater than it is. Let's suppose if we think about something like junk food, then we all think junk food, it's not so bad, and so on and so forth. There's the demand for junk food, which is based on our marginal utility that we think we get. That's the benefit that we think we're getting from going and having a McDonald's or something. Their supply, which is marginal cost in the usual way. So that's the equilibrium number, yeah, of burgers that are eaten. In reality, burgers are far, kind of fast food is far less good for you than you think it is, even if you don't think it's very good for you. So the true benefit, is much less than that, yeah. If you were fully informed, therefore, that would be your marginal utility if you were fully informed. In other words, if you had all the information that you needed, demand would actually be at D2, and you would buy Q2 burgers, and therefore that is the overconsumption. So we have overconsumed those burgers, resources have been misallocated. For these burgers, between here and here, we have a problem. And our problem is that this is the resource cost here, measured up here, so costs are up there, but the true benefit that they're giving us, we think they're giving us benefits up there, we think they're giving us, we think they're giving you a high level of benefit up there, but in reality, they're giving you only this level of benefit down here. So for all of those units, the cost is greater than the benefit, and therefore that is your welfare loss. So the optimum level, the socially optimum level is there. If we just consumed Q2 burgers, then we would have had all the burgers where the benefits greater than the cost, benefits greater than the cost, benefits greater than the cost, and so on. Welfare would have been maximised. We would have had community surplus of that amount there. The difference between the true benefit and the cost. But we've gone past that point. These units here, these are our problem units, and we'll come back to this shortly when we talk about externalities. Those units are a problem because the cost is greater than the benefit from a societal point of view. Therefore, we have overconsumed these units, and there is a welfare loss. So what can be done about this? So one thing, in a mixed economy, one thing the government can try to do is to improve the level of information. So compulsory labelling. So if you look at this, if you look at this pen, it's kind of, it's got lots of instructions, about what to do with it, have I got anything around here? No. I mean, you look at any sort of food packaging. It's now got more information than you could possibly conceive of. The government could inform you through public health campaigns. That type of stuff. Guess what? Smoking's bad for you. But a lot of it, over the years, the number of people smoking has gone down. Some of that's because of things like tax, but some of it is to do with the fact that the government has informed people. Nobody these days, thinks that smoking is okay. Nobody thinks smoking is good for you. How bad it is for you, people's views differ. But back in the 20s and 30s, nobody thought anything about it. It was just something that you did. So technology is also technology obviously is also reducing information asymmetry. Increasingly, the power of the internet, means that you could find out pretty much, all of what you need to do if you can be bothered. So you might argue that if you got the motivation, the incentive, then information asymmetry is perhaps becoming less of a problem, than it was sort of 30 or 40 years ago.